That's a lot of garlic, but that's exciting. I knew that the very first garden space that I would need to establish here would be garlic. And I found a pretty cool treasure that makes my life a lot easier in planting garlic this fall. Let me show you what I found. Back in the pasture here, we found these. There was 4 of them. They may only last like 1 season. So we took 2 of these and we put them behind the garage. So let me show you the setup and where we're planting garlic. Garlic was one of those things that for years I felt like it was super intimidating and I didn't plant it. And so the one year I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna jump in, and once you taste fresh garlic, you will never go back. This might be a little dramatic, but it'll literally change your life. But this is the back of our garage area, and there were weeds that were completely over top of this space here. It was just kind of a hot mess, but it cleaned up like really nicely. We put the troughs along the back wall there, and my plan is to plant as much as I can in these. Planting garlic is super simple. So I'll put some compost on both of these troughs. I will take the garlic that I grew last year and pull out like the biggest bulbs that I have, and I'll pull those apart, just taking off like some of the layer, not the whole layer, and putting them in the ground, the fat side with the pointy end up, fat side down, pointy end up, and space them like 4 inches apart. And then I'm gonna cover them with some hay. Normally I would do straw because hay does have a lot of like seed in it, but the people that had the property before us had horses, and so there's a lot of hay around the property they left, and because it's here, I might as well use it. That means I will have to weed a little bit more, but I would rather use a free resource and just weed a little bit than have to buy something. So then I'll mulch it with the hay, and I'll water it up until like the first frost, and then I don't do anything until I harvest it in June, July. So it's super easy. It doesn't take a lot of maintenance, but the product you get by growing your own garlic is so good. I just can't even. Yeah, it's so good. But let me get started on this. We're gonna prep these beds a little bit. I'm gonna bring over a little bit more topsoil to throw into here. We're gonna take out the wood shavings and get these ready for planting garlic. Does anyone own like Tractor Supply, Home Depot buckets, but they are never in the place where you want them to be when you need them? Trying to track down one. There it is. Found it. Okay, a little more labor because the wheelbarrow tire is flat. We don't own any kind of ATV yet. So we're just gonna make a couple trips back and forth. Work my muscles today. It'll be good. Garlic is worth it. Let's see if I can carry camera and a bucket at the same time. I don't know how people carry a camera with them all the time. Like sometimes I just want to do a job and not have a camera, but sometimes it's fun. Right now, I'm in between. My handle broke on this one, so I had to carry it most of the way. You know, hey, hard work never killed anybody, so I'll just be really hungry for lunch and sleep good tonight. It's actually really nice topsoil. There's some clumps in there, but once I put compost on top of it, I think we'll be fine. I might break up some of those, my hands and stuff. I took a break from prepping my garden beds because I have to go get compost and I didn't feel like leaving the house yet. So I was like, I'm gonna do something fun. I like doing yard work and we have lots to mow. It was going good. I was mowing for like an hour And I got the mower stuck.
Oh.
You think I can get that out? Carson just said, that is unbelievable. So that is my cue to go to the co-op and get compost and finish my garlic. And it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful day. Fun to do outside stuff.
Mom, why is your time on fire? Right here.
We just got back from the local co-op and they did not have the compost that I was hoping for, that I've used in past years. I did end up just getting a couple bags of the potting soil that I really like, just to give the garlic like a good head start here. I'm just gonna top dress it with the potting soil and plant the cloves in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of experiment. Since I have 2 beds, this is all of my garlic from last year, and not all of it, I still have some left, but some of it. I picked out some of the biggest cloves that I could find, and I'm gonna tear these apart, break them apart if I can. You don't want to take off all the paper skins, you just want to take off, like break them apart. Like this one, some of the skins kind of came off, but that's okay. You can still plant them. We're gonna pull that apart because there is 2 cloves in there. So there's 2 cloves. I'm gonna go through and just continue to do that on these. Okay, some of the paper is coming off, but in my experience, they still grow. So they say if you leave some of the like papery skin on, that the clove doesn't like rot in the ground, and that kind of helps. But I have planted cloves like this that the paper is completely off and they still sprout. So we're gonna go through and do that with the garlic that I grew from last year. Using that, I'm gonna experiment with that in one bed. And then this is just organic grocery store garlic that I got. And again, I'm just gonna pull these apart and plant individual cloves. Now this is definitely like a different variety than what I have here. I don't even remember what variety I grew last year. Last year I went to the local farmer's market and just asked the farmer there, like, hey, I'm planting garlic, what do you have? And he picked out some for me, and it did amazing last year. So that's what I'm planting this year, but I don't remember what kind it was. These are really hard to pull apart. Carson, I'm gonna need your help. You wanna help me pull these apart?
Will this like cut you?
It might. I would just let that in the ground. Okay.
Mom, wait, is it still filming?
I kind of lost count a couple times, but this is the garlic I grew last year. Pulled it apart. So there's some really massive cloves. It kind of makes me wonder if it's elephant garlic, because usually elephant garlic is pretty big cloves. I'm not sure, but it was delicious, whatever it was. I think I had counted like 50. So we're gonna see how far that gets me in one bed to see if I need to go get more or not. So we'll see how far I can get. Let's plant. I just spilled all of that garlic I just peeled all over the place. Seriously, I'll put it right where I stepped. Now what I've done every year for the past few years is taken the recommendation of a local person at the greenhouse. What I'm gonna do, it's like a pellet kind of form. It smells disgusting. But I'm just gonna sprinkle it. I sprinkle it on the top. Sprinkle you all too.
Mom, what's that?
Don't put your fingers in it, but I sprinkled it over the top, and what I do is I just take my hand and I kind of just run it along to work it into the soil. And this will feed the garlic the whole time it's in here. So I won't add anything else to this bed. It is a slow release fertilizer, which is great. And I've grown some great garlic, so just doing what works. Now to plant it, you always plant it pointing side up. Give it 4 inches in each direction. We'll start there. I'm gonna go more to the center. And what I like to do is just lay it out, and then I go through and plant it. That 50 cloves did not quite fill up this bed, so I still have the back row there and the tiny little section where y'all were sitting. I'm gonna go get 3 more heads and let's see if it fills up the bed, which means I'll probably get close to 60 or 70 in one bed. So then I probably should just do 140, right? 83! I definitely lost count. Y'all, I just fit 83 cloves of garlic in one bed. I probably could have just done one bed, but now the other one's ready and I might as well plant it because we will eat it. That's a lot of garlic. And then to plant it, literally all I do is push it in the soil and cover it up. So it's that simple. And then I'll give this like a good watering, and I'll top dress it or mulch it with either leaves or hay. Thinking I was gonna do hay, but we also have a lot of leaves, and I used leaves last year and that worked really good. So you could use either one. You can use straw. It's just good to mulch it because it's gonna keep in the moisture for the winter. There really is not much to planting garlic. So I hope that this is an encouragement to you to get your garlic in. If you've never done it before, you should do it. You will be glad that you did. Hope you all have a good night, and I hope you grow some garlic.